Hello and welcome. Welcome to my Thursday night stamping with you. My name is Marilyn. I'm coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada, where it is really cold. We are at minus 20, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. And it's been quite a few cool days. So I would like to, I'll just pop on here for a minute and talk to you. I'd like to welcome you back if you've been here before. And if you haven't been here before, I really am happy that you've joined me and come to see what this is all about. Each week I do come and try to share new tips and tricks and something different with you. Never quite know what it is, as you know. So I'm just going to go through a few housekeeping things first, and then I will check your messages if there's any questions or concerns, and we'll answer them, and then we'll get on to creating. So as I said, welcome. Here is my opening slide. As usual, I'm going to teach you different ways to make some envelopes. I'm on a mission to help you and me use up that designer paper that we have stacks of. Just a reminder that celebration is still happening until the end of February. On the left here, you can see Shop and Earn. If you shop in Canada, $75, you can pick a free item out of the catalog, or $150, you can pick a little bit bigger one. They introduced some new items last week. There's lots of things there to pick from. And on the right, you can see the markers and the stamp set. Right now, if you join my team, everybody's welcome to join my team, whether you want to make a business or just want to stamp with me, that's fine. And you can pick two of the marker sets and you get the stamp set as well. So two of the sets, whether it's, you can pick two the same if you want, it doesn't really matter. And my craft table has Zoom with Friends on Friday, which is a really fun class. Anybody can join, but it is on Zoom, and I send out the link. I don't post it publicly. So let me know if you're interested. 12 months of Christmas card class, the second Thursday of each month. And we had a fun class today again, starting to get ready with our Christmas cards. And next week we have the monthly card class. So just a few things there for you. And now I'm just going to slip back over. Actually, I'm going to go this way. This is the envelope punch board. If you don't have one, I will explain how it works and maybe answer questions if you do have questions. Oh, and my question of the day or the night: what's one winter tradition you look forward to every year? Just pop it in the comments. I will try to monitor comments as we go through. And if I don't answer your question, maybe someone else can, or I will certainly get back to you later. So I see Betty, Maggie, Catherine, Bonnie, Roz, welcome all of you. Great to see you all. Sharon, Linda. Betty, I really don't like anything about winter. Fall temperatures would be perfect all year long. Yes, isn't that true? Sometimes the winter just really gets to us. So, like I say, welcome. Good to see you. Now I am going to switch over to my desk, and I have the envelope punch board. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that, some of the things I've learned about it. And please pop in the comments things that you've learned that will help anybody using it. If you don't have one, they are, it says right on here, we are memory keepers. So I'm sure that they're still being made somewhere. Stampin' Up! Does not sell them anymore, but I have kept this one. It comes with a bone folder that just slides in there, and you do need that to mark your paper. This is what you'll end up with, is something that looks like this. And there's a whole list of sizes in inches. It does give you instructions here. Select your card size, go down. So this first one that I'm going to show you, I have selected our regular, see if I can get it focused where you can see it, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I need a piece of cardstock that's 8 by, or card paper that's 8 by 8. And my first score line is going to be at 3.5. Now, when I first started using this, I was really confused. And I thought, okay, I can put it in here. It's 8 by 8. I'm going to slide it over here to, that's really not helpful, is it? I'll do that. To 3.5. And once I do that, I end up punching and score down that score line. Then when I went to turn it, I thought, okay, 3.5, but that doesn't match up. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to not worry about that after you do your first score line and punch. You slide this particular little pointer to where that line is. I can see it. Punch, score, and you do that all the way around. I know I have seen some of these punch boards, if you're interested, on the like the buy sell groups or the marketplace. And that's all there is to it. You've got an envelope marked or a paper marked for making an envelope for our regular size card. The other thing this board has, which I've used for things besides envelopes, is it does have a corner rounder here. And we chatted today in the class how punches for rounding corners or making a design are really nice to have. So I'll just punch that little bit out of there. And then we can put this together. And this does come out if you're not really careful. So don't panic if you, it's called a reverse punch, it says on there. But if it happens to fall out, don't worry about it. So that rounded corner is going to be my front or the top flap of my envelope. I am going to just fold on all those score lines. Hello, Marie and Becky, welcome. And you can see my question is still there. Please chitter chatter with each other, comment on that or anything else. And except politics, we don't do politics. Because there's so many varying opinions, right? So I'm just going to fold on all of those, and then basically all we need to do is adhere it. I do like to trim this off. So for me, I'm going to make a little mark there and a little mark there and bring in my paper trimmer and just cut it off. Oh, yeah, that should work. I can see the marks there, so I'll just do that so that it is trimmed. And great Christmas tradition or great winter traditions, not just Christmas on there. I'm seeing them. I will come back and answer. Should also mention those of you on YouTube can see YouTube comments. On Facebook, you can see Facebook. You can't see the one you're not on, but I can right now. And I really am disappointed that I can't go back in and reply to the ones on YouTube after the fact. So sorry about that, but I will, yes, Betty, I'll try and do this as, okay, try that again. Oh, Bonnie likes turning on the lights. That wasn't the one I was looking for. Sorry, Bonnie. Betty had one about, here it is, trimming off that little piece as well. It just kind of makes it neater. And when I do that, I was just looking, it's easier to put your I use tear and tape, put your adhesive down here than on here because you might end up overextending. So, and sorry I wasn't here last week with you. This was what I was planning on doing, and I've mentioned it a couple times to a couple of ladies, and I have found since last week, during the week, I did find another envelope idea that I'm going to share with you. So I guess there was a reason for me not being here last week with you. So I'm just going to burnish those take my take your pick tool, peel that off, and I will show you that it works. I'm going to also put a piece on here now because I need to seal it when I do go to mail it. And when I don't know about you, but if you were making this, would you have a color like this? Would you just write on it? Give me your ideas. One thing that who was I watching? I was watching Connie Stewart, I think it was. What she suggested, hey Carmen, was putting another piece of computer paper. She called it, but I happen to have some pieces here, and just put that across if you want. I personally, if any of you've received mail from me, you know I use a label printer. And so these envelopes are perfect for me. I can put a label on, my return address, and where to go. So, yes, Linda, great way to put all that retired DSP to use, for sure. Great comment, Carmen. In answer to my question, going for drives with the boys to look at Christmas lights and sledding for the first snowfall. Yeah, so many good things to do there. And another comment, Betty uses a sticker with an address on it. Bonnie uses a label. So yeah, great ideas, ladies. Thank you. But this one I thought was really a good tip from Connie. If you don't have a label maker, if you're using paper, I have probably some other samples here that aren't going to be writable. Let's use that word. So a paper like this on it would work perfect. So you noticed as I was chatting with you, I put that card in, it fits perfectly. So that's the first sample. Do it with your envelope punch board if you have one. Next, I have a couple of different shaped cards that I have had in my storage for a while. This one I believe we made in one of our Zoom classes. This one I think someone had sent to me, but they don't fit in our regular envelopes. So I thought, okay, let's see what we can do with this. So I came across Sharon Rogers, and what she said to do was measure the diagonal of your card. So if you measure, this one is just about 8 1/4. I wrote down 8 1/4. Then add 1 inch to that, so 9 1/4 by 9 1/4, and that's it. So I cut this particular one. Then what she did was just eyeballed it in the center like this. And basically either run your scoring tool along or fold it. And I'm going to fold it because that gives you that little bit extra that you need for the thickness as well. So just as it's laying there, fold it. And you notice I'm keeping the lighter color on the outside because that would work for writing on if that's what I wanted to do. So once you get it folded, I'm going to just burnish those and cut out, see if I can find where that is, cut out some little corner pieces so that it fits together better. So I'll just see, can you see this? See if I can hold it. Where that piece is folded like that, I'm going to cut that out. And one of the ladies I watched said, if you're cutting that out, cut out the fold mark as well. so that it's a really neat finish when you go to put your adhesive on. And so in the comments, let me know if you've ever made your own envelopes. Linda, I know, is on here. And thanks, Gail. Yes. Linda does gorgeous envelopes. And Linda, if you don't mind putting in the comments, I know that you have used wallpaper. I know if Marie is on here, she uses Kleenex boxes and calendars for her cards. So I'm sure she's probably used some for her envelopes as well. Give me some ideas as to what else you might use for that. So this way, that's pretty close, isn't it? Definitely I'm going to trim this one off. And Betty has made many envelopes. That's good. Good to, so any ideas of what else you can use besides our designer paper? But I think most of you on here are along the same lines as me, and you have lots of designer paper that you could, no, that didn't work. Line it up to my lines, because I obviously didn't have it quite in the center. And I am going to bring back my envelope punch board and definitely do this and see if perfect. Perfecto. Okay, so I'll carry on there. Yvonne, welcome. Participating in the Great Backyard Bird Count. It starts tomorrow and Canada can count too. Has anyone else participated? I have not. I haven't even heard of it, Yvonne. So thank you for coming on and sharing. Let's see what the rest of them say. Sorry, Maggie. Ugly DSP makes lovely envelopes. I just keep forgetting to use it. Yes, DSP of any kind makes great envelopes. And especially if you've got the other one I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you two more here, but another one similar to this. And if you want to, you can do these little corners down here. I'm not going to on this one. But forget what I was going to tell you now. Okay, Linda's answer to my question. Thank you, Linda. Enjoy making envelopes. Plus, I think I can put the money in. I would have to buy them. Have to use to buy them more stamps. I've used old maps, DSP pages, and yes, wallpaper, but some of the wallpaper doesn't always stick together very well. Good to know. Good to know if anybody's out there looking for wallpaper to make envelopes. Bonnie, never heard about it. Oh, I've heard about it, but never participated. That's about the bird count that Yvonne is mentioning. Here's Yvonne's posted the website for us, so we can all have a look and see what is involved there. That would be a neat thing to do together, wouldn't it, as a group? And Linda or Yvonne, I use my old calendars. Great idea. I usually make a family calendar, so I'm not going to use my old calendars for envelopes, but it's a good idea. So there is that envelope, and it's almost too tight. I might have to fix that. Maybe that inch, maybe I should have done a little more than an inch. Anyway, I will figure that one out. Let's try it better with this one. So this one is a 4x6 card, 7 1/8. So you see that. Oh, just a little bit over. So I'm using 8 1/4 for this one. And I'm going to try the same same thing. And before I stick it together, I am going to twist it this time. So there it's kind of in the middle. I'm going to just fold it over. So have any of the rest of you heard of sorry, busy reading and trying to do two things at once. Yvonne, I love the map idea. Kentucky puts out a new highway map every year, every time our governor changes. So I have a stack of them. That's a good idea too, to use. Yes. So have any of the rest of you made envelopes like this? Linda, I know you have the punch board, but with doing it just by folding, and do you have any other suggestions? Like this lady had said 1 inch, because this card is thicker, I think I'm going to back this one off just a little bit and make it not quite that. No, let's do it properly. If I have it there, whoops. And then fold it, giving it a little bit more space. And we'll see what happens with this one. And then the last one is one that I'm going to, I watched Connie Stewart make, and so you can see, especially because that one is thicker. I think I'm going to put it in there before I stick it down and seal it. So till then, I'm going to do my little marks and use my trimmer again. Yes, the odd sizes, and that's when I've, like I say, I've had these two. Did I not mark that other side? I've had these two cards sitting here for quite a while, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and make some envelopes for them. And if I would have done this with that other one, it would have worked okay. So I'm going to do this. Bonnie says maybe a 1/4 inch more than 1 inch. That's a good idea for sure. Maggie. So someone put a thicker ruler along. Let the recipient rip the envelope getting the card out. That could be too. Okay, edge of the card and then fold the sides back. Made it much bigger. Hello, Judy. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Counting the days for spring. Yes. Yes. And Tracy, good to see you. If you just score the piece and fold it, it does reinforce the rest. Yeah. So anyway, if you, whoops, didn't put my little pieces out, which does make a difference. So I'm going to do that quickly. You guys keep chatting, asking questions. Let us know what's happening in your part of the world. See where that gold line is. I, like the rest of you, I'm looking forward to spring coming. Not sure when that's going to happen, but we will enjoy it when it does get here. So a few little snips with your scissors, and then I'm going to put this just on here, and I'll try and come back there to do this. And Thanks, Gail. Yeah, these odd size envelopes or on size cards, we do need special envelopes for, and it's so much nicer to do them with designer paper than it is to go and buy that 5x7 envelope or whatever, and then actually I'll show you one other thing here. Whoops, close this before I glue it to the card. So there, by putting the card in there, it's going to work perfectly. And oh yes, yes. What Linda's referring to here, for those of you who don't know, Maggie is doing a wonderful card tomorrow for our Zoom with friends. And like I said, anybody is welcome. It's just that you have to let me know so I can email you the list of what to get ready kind of thing so you can craft with us. So, whoa. Measurement posted. Okay, Tracy. The main thing was, this is my instructions. Measure the diagonal of the card, add 1 inch or 1 1/4, as we just discussed. And so like in this case, it was 7 1/8 and I made it 8 1/4. And so no, measurements are not posted anywhere. It's that's all what that one was. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and just remove this because I think you pretty well all have answered that. And now I want to show you this really neat one. This is, like I say, Connie Stewart. She has a template which I followed. But what she did was she took a full sheet of paper and cut it at 8 1/2. This is for our regular size envelope. So this paper is pretty wild, right? And I thought, you know what? It would be so neat to have it on the outside when it goes through the mail and see somebody's face when they got it. So you've got this piece left. In Connie's instructions, she did make a card to go with it. But she did that. Then she took, and this is for people who want to be exact. This piece of, not this piece, this one, a piece of from the back of our designer paper at 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. So if you measure that, that's what it is. She cut it diagonal to diagonal. And then on the next one, on one piece, she cut it down. I'll just bring this up here to show you. So she cut it this way. So you've got 2 equal pieces. And always, if you're cutting a piece like this, start in the middle, go this way and this way. Then the next one, she took it, triangle on one side. She took it this way and she put this at 4 1/2 and just cut this piece off. So you have 2 different sizes. And she marked them this way. I'll just lay them here so you can see them. The larger one was the top and the bottom for an 8 1/2 by 8 1/2. This one is for the sides of 8 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then you don't have to remember now, what did I do here? What did I do there? So then she took her paper and she just, it's not cutting, don't cut it, just score it along here. And if you hold it steady, line it up. And because you're using designer paper, it's quite easy to score with this. Yeah, don't press too hard. It feels like I'm going right through it. So, but I didn't. Actually, I think what I did with it was laid it on there to line it up, and then did it this way so that there was no, this wasn't causing it to be raised. That's better. And then do the opposite side because you're doing top and bottom. Same idea. And if I wasn't trying to hurry you through on this, be aware of your time. And then this one's the side one, so the same idea. Would line it up. You've got room to move your paper, move your pattern, and so if you, I don't know if you followed Connie Stewart on YouTube, but she does have this exact card on there. So then you would do the same idea. And I'm going to put the bright side on the outside of mine. And what was, I said before, what was really neat was she took, this is the one I did earlier, and I have these pieces left. So she showed how to make a card with this folded and on the inside, like it was all matching, and it was really, I didn't have time to get that done for you, but really nice to see how everything went together well, like matched. I mean, it always goes together well. If you've got enough glue, you can make it work. So tell me, what is the first designer paper you're going to use for this making envelopes? And who will you send it to? I know in class today, we were chatting about needing masculine cards. So that one that I did earlier, this one, you could, I can certainly use for that. So same idea here again. I'm going to use this for my corner rounder. And, oops, wrong side. I am going to trim this one because that's kind of what I do. And I'm not alone, obviously. I saw Betty and a couple others that like to trim those. So, no, it's just a little guy. Thinking of something more masculine. Yes, Betty, this would not be my choice for masculine. I think what I would do with this one, if I was doing it, would be early teens, maybe, with some kind of funky card that I could make for them. So, oh, good idea, Linda. Just one day, if you're into the mood of making envelopes, make a bunch of them, and then you've got them ready. Especially if you're doing them this size, you don't have to do them the unusual size. And see a note from Bonnie. Yes, with the airplanes, you've got one done for your son already. Yes, his birthday's coming soon. So then fold these over, fold that up, and again, my tear and tape on here. So it will end up being, so that is my samples of making envelopes with DSP I hope you'll go ahead and do a lot of that one way or the other. Oh, I have one more fold thing to show you here. And I will finish the cards that go with those, and I'll post them on my site. I have a new handout checklist for organization that I've just posted at the top of my web or my Facebook page here. If you're interested, there's a sign up form for that. And as always, if you're not on my newsletter, I'd appreciate you joining me on that. Big envelopes, double-sided tape, it gets messy. Yes, Carmen. It does. Yvonne, use the sentiment best wishes for your birthday. Good idea. Oh, Betty, you are so far ahead. Already have your March cards. I'm thinking I have to do mine, but before you start to go, this is what we made 2 weeks ago, if you remember, the loaded envelope, and I did a draw from everybody who commented on that post. And Yvonne, you won that one. So I will maybe be making an envelope to send that one to you. If not, I will get it to you another way. And this, I don't know if you've seen this before, but it was laying on my desk and I thought, okay, it's easy to take apart, but this is just a 6x6 piece of designer paper. It's called, I believe, the diaper fold, maybe. I mean, if you look at it, Carmen, you're most recent into diapers here. Yes, yes, for sure. Thank you for all your comments. And so it's just folded, and then it happened to be stuck with these holding it down, but and then you've got a place, there was a little chocolate in there, you notice it's disappeared. And before you all go, I need to share these with you. This was from Tracy, who's on here tonight. Great coloring and design on there, Tracy. Thank you. And a different fold. This was from last week's Zoom with Friends. I love these birds and how they pop out in that particular one. This is from the week before when we did this fold and used some more designer paper. Another great way of using that. And then these are what we did in our Christmas card class today. I did a green and a red because I had the paper. Just cutting squares and cutting them diagonally. One with an embossing folder with blending brushes. And everybody had different ideas with that. It was a great class and more designer paper used here. So I thank you all for joining me. I hope you'll enjoy making envelopes or whatever and share them with all of us. And I will be back next week. I have had some requests for something with vellum. So I'm going to see what I can find on how to use your vellum. And we'll do that next week. So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you soon. Bye now.